Yo, what's good, everyone? Today is Wednesday, October 1st, and I'm red on today. So, took two trades. First was a break even, second was an L, as you can see down 1,592. Here are the trades right here. All right, let's hop on NQ. All right, so looking left, we see that this gap that we had been respecting since Monday was inversed overnight. But I wasn't bearish biased because of the way the 4 hour closed, right? It closed a week bearish, right? So this could be a sign of reversal. So I wasn't fully bearish. I was more so leaning bullish coming into the day, right? Hopped on around 6. So let's go down. Let's mark out the highs, right? Highs and low. So this was a target. Trying to recall. This might have been a target when it came on. And also up here. I can't go back. I don't have the premium version of TradingView. Okay, so let's figure out what it is. Okay, so 6. So yeah, came on around 6. At that point in time, we hadn't inversed this hourly gap as yet. So we were in this hourly gap, bearish hourly gap, right? So I wasn't sure that we were, like, my bias wasn't, I was unsure of the bias, right? Wasn't sure if we're gonna go up or down. We inversed this 4 hour gap, but we closed weak bearish, signaling that we could reverse and continue higher. So I wasn't sure coming into the day, right? So like I was saying, we were in this hourly gap. We hadn't fully inversed it yet. All right. As you can see, 7 o'clock came around and inversed this gap and made a move to this high, right? At 8, we took this high. Now at there was a good trade here that I didn't get to take, right? But it was a solid setup. I think it was this here. Yeah, so we had like relative equal lows here. Swept it. We had 9:45 news, kind of pushed down. 10 o'clock news, kind of pushed up. Right, kind of wacky here. I stayed out in this area. Took my first trade. Let me ask real quick. Okay, let me mark out the highs and lows on ES real quick. What's this? Okay. Wi-Fi is slow today. Okay. All right, so this was the first trade, which is a break-even trade. We came up, took this high. I think we also took a high on NQ. And basically, we're also in a hourly gap. Let me mark that out. Where is it? We're in a 4 hour gap, sorry. So we're in a 4 hour gap up here. I thought we were also in the hourly. Guess not. Yeah, I think we're in the hourly from right here or something. Or the one below that. But anyways, yeah, we're in a high time frame gap, so I took a stab at shorts here. Didn't really wait for it, didn't wait for the confirmation here. I kind of just took it once we tapped into the gap. I sized down on ES. My stops were at these highs right here. and targets were, there was an equal low on the 15-minute, I think. Right, so yeah, targets were down here, right? So let me mark it out. Enter here. Final TP down at these equal lows. TP1 was in this gap. And yeah, this is basically the trade. Break even was back down here at the what was this? At the highs, right? So yeah, these level was around break even. So we came down, entered, no drawdown, came down, move on stops to break even, kind of chopped around, then came back up, top me out, right? And that was the first trade, break even. Now for the second trade, same idea, right? I wanted shorts, we had swept. So all right, so the whole, I wasn't sure if it wasn't clear if it was a bullish or a bearish day. So let me try to, okay, what time was it? Okay, I guess around 11. Around 11, right? We had 4-hour close, closed strong. We closed bullish, but it wasn't a strong bullish, right? But you know, where is it? Yeah, so the 6 o'clock candle closed. Wasn't strong bullish, so right here I still wasn't certain that it was a bullish or bearish day, right? So we had sub highs on ES and Q, London highs and Asia highs. So at this point, I still like the shorts, right? I wanted the rebalance to push higher. Although I wasn't clear of the bias, I knew that we probably was gonna make a move higher because of the reversal, like I mentioned earlier. So in the 5-minute, I wanted us to come down into this gap before pushing higher. So I waited. Again, the first trade was here, came down, and I got stopped break even. Second trade, up here, right? So I waited for this inversion, push higher, took out this high. There was a bearish SMT, I think with NQ. So I entered on ES because ES was weaker at the time. Entered here. Break even down here. TP1 in this gap. TP2 was I think was the, okay, so yeah. TP2 was the fill of this 15-minute. And then TP3 was these equal lows down here, right? So I entered here. My stops were 1 hourly. Where was it? Stops were right here. These are my original stops, right? But again, as I mentioned, we were in a 4-hour gap, and there was also an hourly gap above us. So let me get there. So yeah, so I entered here, kind of chopped around. We had to move up. This was the second position, and I kind of sized down at the time. So we got the move up, and we're in the gap, right? I don't know. I wanted to see what reaction we would get out of the gap, so I waited. We had to move up. I was like, okay, cool. There was this high, which was my original stops, but these were also like a 4-hour high. So I was like, okay, NQ could probably sweep and then come back down, make a move down, right? So temporarily, I had moved my stops just to see the reaction. I moved my stops to this hourly high. Let me mark it out. All right, move my stops to the hourly high. We got really close to it, right? Kind of chopped around. And then we ended up coming back down. Tapped into this 15-minute gap, which, looking back at it now, I should have just probably exited here. Right, exited here. And then, what's it called? And then look to take something else higher, right? Because the bias was clearly bullish at this point. But I size low, was content with this loss, so I just held through it. Kind of chopped around, came down to this 15. Perfect tap, filled the 15 gap, inversion here, and we just continued higher, right? This would have been, if I had exited here, I probably would have retook this position here and got the move higher, right? To take out, I think there's another 4-hour high on, okay, we took out this high. And we're near all-time highs right now. And there was also a 4-hour high on NQ. So yeah, I mean, those are the two losing trades. As you can see here, I left a note for myself. Could have managed this better. Overall, not bad in terms of following my rules and setup. But I did go against the overall bias, which by 10 o'clock, the bias was more clear. Well, not really more clear, but we're moving higher, right? There's a reversal right here, closed bullish. So the bias was bullish, right? Should have just stuck to it, but try to take shorts. Went against some bias and lost. So yeah, that was today. On to tomorrow.